Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I have a small message for you. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We have reached the end of week one of Research Integrity in Practice, and I would like to take a few minutes to reflect on what we have covered together this week. Our focus was on two foundational principles of research integrity, honesty, and rigor. This might sound straightforward at first, but as we have seen, they become much more complex when we start applying them to real research situations. So let's start with honesty. In everyday life, honesty usually means being truthful, telling it like it is. But in research, honesty carries even greater weight. It's about truthfulness and accuracy at every stage when you design your project, when you collect or analyze your data, and when you report and publish your findings. We discussed how honesty means acknowledging inconvenient results, giving credit to others' work, and being transparent about methods, limitations, and even the use of new tools like generative AI. Honesty isn't just a personal value, it's um, public trust in research. When we moved to Riga, we looked at Riga as the main principle of research. It's about being detailed, accurate, and systematic. Riga asks us to choose the right methodology, to keep detailed records, and to ensure that our results are robust and trustfully. We also Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We have reached the end of week one of Research Integrity in Practice, and I would like to take a few minutes to reflect on what we have covered together. This week, our focus was on two foundational. This week, our focus was on two principles of research integrity: honesty and rigor. These might sound straightforward at first, but as we have seen, they become much more complex once we start applying them to real research situations. So let's start with honesty. In everyday life, honesty usually means being truthful, telling it like it is. But in research, honesty carries even greater weight. It's about truthfulness and accuracy at every stage of your research. When you design your project, when you collect and analyze your data, and when you report and publish your findings. We discussed how honesty means acknowledging inconvenient results, giving credit to others' work, and being transparent about methods, limitations, and even the use of new tools like generative AI. Honesty isn't just a personal value, it's a bedrock of public trust in research. Then we move on to rigor. Unlike honesty, rigor is a principle that really lives inside the world of research. It's about being detailed, accurate, and systematic. Rigor asks us to choose the right methodology, to keep detailed records, and to ensure our results are robust and trustfully. We also touched on the importance of recognizing and managing bias. Sometimes that means reducing bias as much as possible. Other times, particularly in qualitative research, it means openly acknowledging it and demonstrating why your approach is still justifiable. To bring these ideas to life, we also worked through some scenarios, like Ella joining a large collaborative project and needing to adapt her methods. The story highlighted the real-world challenges researchers face when balancing honesty, rigor, and practical constraints such as funding sources, team dynamics, or project goals. So, to quickly revise our learning objectives for week one, we have identified the key characteristics of honesty and rigor in research. We have considered how these principles might apply in practice in your projects. We have analyzed scenarios and reflected on possible responses. And we have started to develop the capacity to spot issues of honesty and rigor in your own research environment and to think about principled ways of responding to them. I hope also our online discussions gave you a chance not only to test your thinking, but also to learn from each other and find other perspectives. Because research integrity is something we build collectively. As we move into week two, we have shift focus to the new principle, transparency, and it will open new questions about how we share information, how openly we acknowledge limitations, and how we balance transparency with issues like confidentiality and intellectual property. Thank you for your thoughtful contribution this week. Keep the momentum going by completing the quiz and reflecting on how honesty and rigor might already be shaping your own work. And Imogen and I will see you again in week two.